Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. Today it is 1 January 2026. Happy New Year. There is a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister, and the message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi. How are you? Please post my story as hidden identity. Please post it as quickly as possible whilst it is still relevant. I nearly died. This just happened a couple of minutes ago. They did not want me to see 2026. My story, it goes on like this. Usually, when I go to bed, I download Nigerian movies and I take my phone, plug my earphones, and then I start to watch the Nigerian movies on my phone until I fall fast asleep. So like always, I downloaded my movies. Since I stay alone, then I started watching those Nigerian movies. I am staying here in South Africa, but I do come from Zim. I've been working in South Africa for a very long time. The moment that I started dozing off, I felt that there was an evil presence in my bedroom. When I woke up, but I woke up in my dreams and I was having sleep paralysis. Indeed, I saw that there was such evil that had entered into my bedroom. I looked at the door and I saw that the door had opened itself and there was this huge darkness, like a dark cloud that was at the entrance of the bedroom. And then I saw a woman. This woman, she entered into the bedroom, and this woman, she was wearing a white gown as if she was from the White Garment Church. But I sensed that this woman, she was a spirit of a woman that died a very long time ago. She looked at me, but this woman, I could not see who she was because she was faint. When I was looking at her, I could not see her face. She walked so quick towards me. It's like she floated in the air as she was moving towards my bed, and she disappeared. And then I felt someone that was trying to take my soul, and that person was choking me even though I could not see that person. I started crying because I felt that I was about to die. The first episode that I had when I was having this sleep paralysis, it was not that painful, but the second episode, it was painful. I woke up, like I really woke up, but I was still sleeping. I opened my eyes and my heart was banging so hard because I felt that I had nearly died. Instead of me waking up to pray or just waking up because of the nightmare that I just had, but I felt powerless because I still felt that there was this presence that was still in my bedroom, and I felt that there was someone that was still holding me so that I can sleep again, just like what had happened previously in the first episode. The moment that I started to doze off, I saw that the door was closed, my bedroom door, it was closed, and then I saw it as it was being opened by someone that I could not see. I saw that same dark cloud once again, and out of that dark, thick black cloud, I saw the same woman. She was wearing a white dress, but this white dress that she was wearing, it was as if it was a white nightgown that she was wearing. Again, I sensed that this was a dead person that had just visited me and she had bad intentions. She walked into the bedroom. She looked at me while she was still standing close to the door, and then she just disappeared as she was floating towards me. The moment that she disappeared, I started crying because this time around, I even told myself that now I am going to die. And as I was crying, I was like, but God, why? Why is this thing about to happen to me? We are nearly entering 2026. What will my mom do? What will my brothers and sisters do? Because they are all looking up to me. So you want me to die a few minutes before midnight? God, please, that is what I was doing when I was having this terrible nightmare and the sleep paralysis. So I kept on crying. I did not know that this is what happens when someone is about to die. I felt my spirit leaving my body, but the way that your spirit will leave your body when you are about to die, your spirit, it goes down from your chest area, going down to your legs, and then you leave your physical body. So when I felt my spirit leaving my chest, moving down my stomach to my legs, I even felt that my entire upper body, even the blood had stopped circulating, and I felt that my body was getting cold and I was no longer warm, just like you expect someone that is still alive to be warm. So I felt my spirit leaving my body, and I kept on crying and crying. I finally got the strength and I woke up screaming. Like, I did not just scream in my dreams, I screamed so hard that the people right next door, they came to my bedroom and they started knocking and they asked me what is wrong, because they thought that there is someone that has forced his way into my bedroom, because at the place where I am staying, there are a lot of tenants that we stay with. So they came and they started knocking at the door. I opened for them and I told them what had happened to me. I nearly died. This was the most scariest thing that has ever happened to me. A few minutes before midnight on the 31st at the end of the year, then something like that happens to you. It is hard to explain this nightmare to someone else. Let me take you back. In our family, there is a curse that is there, and one of my uncle, he is the last one that is remaining in the family. He was my father's sibling. Our uncle is evil-hearted. We know very well that he has these charms that he has been using on us, but there is nothing that we can do because we are all afraid of him. My uncle, what he did to me, I will never forget. When I came to South Africa, I already had my siblings as well as my cousin brothers and sisters that have been struggling and working here in South Africa. All of my relatives that are here in South Africa, the type of work that they do, you will feel sorry for them. The salary that they earn, you can't even manage to buy yourself even clothes. They are just surviving and sending money so that my mom can be able to buy food, because most of my relatives that are here, their children, they are staying with my mother at her house, but in the villages. Like, we are the poorest of the poor in our village. When I came here, I was the first one to have a breakthrough in life. To someone, it might be something that really does not mean anything. I was the first one in our family to be able to have a passport, and I'm the only one that made that breakthrough. And my uncle was mad. He was angry at me. He dragged me to the village court because he said that I disrespected him. Since he is the eldest in the family, he is like our father. Each and everything that you do, you are supposed to ask first, and if he wants, then he will allow you. If he does not want, then he will tell you that no. So after I had worked in South Africa for a couple of months, I then saw that having some form of identification, it is important. I then returned back to Zim. So I did not have a lot of money. I just went to the village and I collected my ID and my birth certificate. I had spoken with one of my friends, and she had spoken with a relative that is based in Harare, since we do not have any relatives in Harare. And at that time, there was no office apart from Blawayo, and Harare, that were the only offices where you could go and apply for a passport. So then I went to Harare and I did not have a lot of money. When I returned back home, my uncle heard about it. He then came to our house and he started insulting me and insulting my mother, saying that my mother is an evil person. She is the one who has taught us not to respect him since he is the eldest one in the family. We asked him, what was I supposed to do? He then said that you were supposed to go with me and I was supposed to be there when you were applying for your passport. And I said, but I don't have any money. But still, he went to the village headman and he demanded that I give him a chicken so that he can forgive me. My mother, even the village headman, said, yes, I know that it might sound as if it is unfair to you, but you just need to give him what he wants so that he can give you his blessings. So then I bought a white chicken and I gave it to my uncle. I returned back to South Africa. My life became messed up. I started to receive spiritual attacks from the time that we arrived at the border. Whilst we were on the Zimbabwean side, when we were waiting to get our passport stamped, the woman that was at the counter, she was so rude at me. She asked me why I wanted to leave Zimbabwe. I wanted to go to South Africa. I was the only one that was being questioned like that. And when I failed to answer the questions, she told me to write on this other small traveling card. And I had to rejoin the queue, and there was a long queue, and I had to wait for a long time to get my passport stamped. We moved to the South African border. It was as if everyone that was on duty was possessed. We went to the cabins where you get your passport stamped. There was someone that was stamping the passport on the South African side. That person will just stamp one passport and go on her phone, and she will start to talk with people on her phone whilst we were waiting on the queue. And after stamping the second passport, she will close her counter and she would walk away. We waited for many, many hours, and I knew that everything that was happening, it was all because of my uncle. He was angry that I now had a passport. Along the way, traveling from Messina, going to Johannesburg, I don't know how many times we were stopped by the police, and each and every time that they would stop us, they would walk first right to me and they would say, ID, passport. It was as if they knew that my uncle was angry at me. I returned to South Africa and I started working again. I then did a caregiving nurse aid course, and after I had passed, but I did with Allison that online college, and I got my certificate. My mom, I don't know why, she ended up telling my uncle, and he did his rituals so that I can have bad luck. The people that I studied with, as I am talking to you, they are already working in Ireland. But as for me, things got messed up. I even went to this other nursing home and I started working there, but as a volunteer so that I can just get some experience. It was a huge sacrifice, and I used a lot of money so that I can be able to have that experience. But at the end of the day, things got messed up and I could no longer go to Ireland. But by the grace of God, that was when I heard about the Polish visas. So I then started searching and researching online, and then I applied for a job at a certain warehouse in Poland, and my visa got out. I am waiting to go to Poland in January, and it is so surprising that now that we have this breakthrough in our family, because when I go to Europe, I'm going to make sure that my siblings, my cousins, sisters and brothers, they all go and they do this courses, and then they can migrate, and then we can all work in Europe and uplift our family back in Zim. But I just nearly died, and if I had died, then it means that the hope of the family was going to be snatched away. Brother, this is my confession. I nearly died a couple of minutes ago. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. If you suffer from sleep paralysis, you can come to my inbox and you can share with us your own side of the story. Strange things, they do happen in this world. Then there is another message that I am looking at on my TikTok, and it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my story as anonymous? I am a South African woman and I am aged 33 years old. It was in the year 2015. There was this other Zimbabwean guy that came to the location where I was born and raised. I won't mention the name of the place where I am staying. So when this man came, I immediately fell in love with him. He then told me that he used to fix phones, but it was a lie. He used to steal phones in town. He would always make sure that he brings with him something nice for me to eat. My mom loved him. I even thought about having a baby with him because I was madly in love with him. I want to tell you how this man passed away. So he would always bring phones each and every day. When he would return back from work, he would give me 3 or 4 phones. Then I would sell those phones on Facebook. I did not know that he used to steal these phones, but later on I started to realize that he was stealing the mobile phones in town. But since this was where we were making money, I really did not even care. This man, one day, he came back and he told me that he had stolen a phone from a Sangoma, but the Sangoma was from Zim. I told him to return it back to that man, and he said, yeah, I was supposed to do it after we had stolen the phone, when I discovered that this man is a Sangoma, because at the time when they robbed him of his phone, he said that the man started to do some rituals at the place where he found out that his phone has been stolen, because they were still following him. They wanted to steal his wallet as well. He started doing some rituals, and he realized that the man was a Sangoma that was from Zim, and he did not bother to go and give him back his phone. He just thought that maybe he was an old man going crazy. That guy, he was stabbed and he died, and now I see his face. I don't know how to stop myself from seeing this guy. There was a time when it was even worse. If I was sleeping with a man, when that guy would be on top of me, I would see the face of that Zimbabwean dude that I used to date. But now it is a little bit better. But there was a time when I would even see him physically. He would accompany me when I would go for a job interview, and he would tell me that you're going to fail your interview. And that demon, I really do not know if I can say that it is a demon or what it was, but I would just hear that spirit laughing at me, saying, you're going to fail that interview. Even when I was supposed to get a job, I'll end up failing, unable to get that job. And I've been living like this. It is more like a secret. Really, there is no one that knows that this is what I have been going through in my life. When you post my story, please tell me so that I can follow you on YouTube. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. I will send her a link to this episode. Let us talk about this in the comment section.